In Kalidasa's ancient Sanskrit play, The Recognition of Shakuntala, a single fish holds the fate of an entire royal bloodline. Written around 400 CE, it is one of the world's oldest surviving dramatic romances. The narrative begins with King Dushyanta, who is deep in the forest on a royal hunt. His pursuit leads him to the protected border of Sage Kanva's sacred ashram. Respecting the holy grounds, Dushyanta commands his chariot to stop, leaves his weapons behind, and enters the quiet grove dressed as a modest observer. He stumbles into a peaceful ashram and immediately locks eyes with Shakuntala, a maiden raised by hermits. Watching her tending the blooming trees, the young king is captivated. He steps out of the shadows and introduces himself. The attraction is mutual. Away from the rigid protocols of the court, the two engage in a rapid, intense courtship. Hidden within the sacred grove, they commit to each other in a private, secret marriage. Duty forces the king to return to his capital. Before departing, he places his royal signet ring in Shakuntala's palm, promising to send a royal escort for her soon. The foundation of their union is now fragile, built on a secret promise, and anchored to a single piece of jewelry. Without witnesses or formal records, this piece of jewelry is the only material evidence tying Shakuntala to the king. It serves as the sole proof of their marital and political union. Weeks pass. Shakuntala sits daydreaming at the hermitage, so distracted by thoughts of her husband that she fails to greet an arriving guest, the notoriously short-tempered Sage Durvasa. Insulted by her neglect, Durvasa places an invisible curse on her. He decrees that the man she loves will completely forget she ever existed. A desperate friend of Shakuntala begs the sage for mercy. Durvasa eventually offers a single loophole. The king's memory will return, but only if he physically sees a token of their love. The curse shifts the couple's fate onto a single object. Their entire future now rests on whether Shakuntala can keep track of that ring. Months later, carrying Dushanta's unborn child, Shakuntala begins the long journey to the royal palace. She is finally traveling to join her husband and claim her place as queen. While pausing to bathe in a river, the royal signet ring slips from her finger, sinking into the dark, murky depths of the water. When she arrives at court, Dushanta reacts exactly as the curse intended. He looks at his wife with total indifference. He has no memory of their meeting and formally rejects her. Shakuntala is devastated. Heartbroken and publicly rejected, she drops to her knees, praying for the earth to swallow her. Suddenly, a blinding celestial light descends from the sky above and abducts her, pulling the desperate woman into another realm. The curse has effectively severed every link between Dushanta and his family. In the human world, the marriage, the mother, and the royal heir have all vanished. Downriver, a fisherman hauls in a large carp. When he cuts it open, he finds the missing ring in the fish's belly and brings it directly to the royal court. The moment Dushanta sees the ring, the curse breaks. Years of suppressed memories return all at once, forcing him to realize that he banished his own wife and child. The king falls into a state of deep suicidal remorse. His despair is only interrupted when the divine charioteer Maturali arrives, recruiting him to fight in a celestial war against a demon army. Driven by guilt, Dushanta accepts, channeling his agony into a cosmic battle. He views this dangerous campaign as penance for the family he lost. Years later, after defeating the demon forces, Dushanta begins his return to Earth. He makes a stop at the heavenly ashram of the divine sage Kashyapa. There, he sees a fearless young boy. This child is grappling playfully with a live lion cub, dominating the wild animal with ease. During the struggle, a protective amulet falls from the boy's arm. The attendants warn Dushanta to stay back. The amulet is charmed to become a venomous snake if anyone besides the parents touches it. A moment of wonder, Dushanta reaches down and retrieves the amulet safely. The magic remains still. Hearing the news, Shakuntala enters the courtyard, and Dushanta recognizes her instantly. This encounter brings the narrative full circle. Dushanta's ability to handle the amulet proves his identity, confirming he is the father, and ending years of separation. Dushyanta falls at Shakuntala's feet. He takes full emotional responsibility for her years of pain, acknowledging the weight of his actions, despite the magical amnesia. Shakuntala chooses to forgive him. However, when Dushyanta offers to place the royal signet ring back on her finger, she explicitly refuses to take it. She tells the king to wear the ring himself. Their reunion is no longer based on enchanted objects or tokens, but on a conscious choice to move forward as a family. Following a final blessing from the sages, the reunited family boards a celestial chariot and returns to Earth. The young boy, originally named Sava Damana, grows up to become the legendary Emperor Bharata. Bharata eventually unifies the entire subcontinent under his rule. Because of his legacy, the nation of India is still known by its original name, Bharat. A story that began as a chance meeting in a forest grove concludes by establishing a lineage. Through the reign of Emperor Bharata, this romance provided the name that still identifies the Indian subcontinent today.